This is a Glassbox Media podcast.
Welcome to My Worst Date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina. And guess what?
What?
Today we are 5.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh shit.
I wrote
the
down.
way I forgot.
I wrote down to I'm like, we have to mention it at the top of the episode.
We are 5.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday for 5 years now. We have put something out into the world.
Yeah.
And a certain group of really cool fucking people listen to it.
That's bananas.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That is banana sandwich.
It goes by so fast.
It really does.
5 years seems like a long time, but it doesn't feel like it was that long.
No.
5 years ago, I was going through a divorce.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Baby dating.
Yeah.
Now you're getting married.
Yeah.
And you're buying a house. Tell the listeners. It's so exciting.
It's insane.
Yes. We close on our house at the end of this month.
Yeah.
So
it's wild.
Yeah. I decided to play this year on the
Beast
God mode.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just make
go
it
hard, bitch.
Buy a house, get married.
But this is your sign. If you are on the struggle bus right now and you're like, things are never going to get better. Oh, Christina, 5 years. Like you're like
my life
180.
is completely different now.
That's right.
I'm in a completely different career field.
That's right.
Thanks to this podcast.
Yeah.
So now I actually work
in the field you love.
Yeah. In podcasting. I'm with a man that I love, getting ready to get married and bought a house.
God bless.
So listen.
Not like in the way that I'm Jesus.
Not in the Jesus way.
No. God bless America.
I know.
But I do think it's an important reminder because I do have a friend right now who's going through a difficult moment relationship wise.
It's a season.
And it's very scary. It's very daunting to be on that verge of knowing that your whole life is going to change. And I think so often we fear change so much that we're immobile.
Paralyzed.
We immobilize ourselves, right? And it's just we're so scared of how rocky the transition is going to be. And transitions are rocky. It's hard. You go through dark times. But if you just stick with it and keep in mind what you want for your future, there's something so beautiful on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, nothing is permanent. You know,
that's right.
That feeling, those low feelings that I had 5 years ago, still very much remember it. And it's easy to get sucked in and think this is it.
This is forever.
This is forever,
Yeah.
but it passes.
This is it.
Yep.
Lean on your friends.
Yeah.
We got through this.
We got through
We
it.
did it.
With your help, listeners. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Special shout out for those.
Oh,
There are Patreon patrons that we have had from the very, very beginning.
We were looking the other day and I can't believe it. I'm so grateful.
It's really
A couple friends of mine, I know Sarah.
Yeah.
Shout out to her.
Anna Cooperstein.
My mommy's been
That's
supporting
right.
us at the highest patron level for a long fucking
Your
time.
fucking husband,
Yeah.
which is hilarious
Yeah.
because it's what?
Yeah. I'm like,
It's so funny. Okay, we get it, Tony. You support us.
Yeah.
It's been 5 years now.
yeah. He may have forgotten actually. It's
So
just
maybe don't let him
automatic
listen.
deductions.
We honestly really couldn't do this without our Patreon.
Yeah.
We would not be able to do this.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we're beyond grateful
Yeah.
for 5 years of support and listening and interacting with us.
Yeah.
It's just like a dream come true.
And even
So-
beyond patron too, just the people who've taken the time to leave us 5-star reviews. I know
Or just
Rachel,
tell their friends about us.
one of our listeners, Rachel, she's so active in our
yes.
group.
We love
Yeah.
all
I
of
know.
you.
Yeah.
So
Rebecca. I
lucky.
mean, just I'm just spouting off people that have been out there supporting us. It's just been
It's funny. Sometimes people will DM me, they'll respond to a story or something. And this happened to me the other day and I'll respond back or whatever. And I was looking back through this person who had been responding to my stories and I'd been responding back for a long time. And I'm like, oh, I don't actually know them. I think that they're a listener who started following me on Instagram. And then I'm I have this whole relationship.
Yeah.
with someone from the podcast, really. And like, there are quite a few people like that.
Like Rin, who came to the show.
Yep.
Shout out.
Yeah.
God, he's also very active on our.
Yeah. So, I mean, even if you don't support us like monetarily, like there are so many ways. And one of the biggest ways, and we do feel it. We feel the impact of it. Every time you get your friends to listen to the podcast, like that's so tremendously helpful to us. Or you talk about it with other people, like it can't be underestimated, understated how important that is.
I'm going to put this out into the universe on the radio waves. And this is the year that My Worst Date gets big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm here for it. Listen.
Let's manifest that. I feel like we could.
It's happening.
We can do it. And also, I trust you to make it.
This year is your. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Just sheer force of will.
This is like the huge, even for a Capricorn, I must say. Like, I'm like at capacity. But no, we're making it happen. And we're making it happen because we've had such great listeners and a community along the way that you guys have changed my life. You really have. You've changed my life for the better. I couldn't be more grateful and I am here today because of the incredible people that we get to count as friends.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yay.
Oh man.
Okay. Well, how we
Happy 5 years,
transition,
friends.
happy 5 years. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. As we drink water.
I know, seriously.
and a replenish over here.
It's a new season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Early days where I was just like, I think we got rid of one episode once because I think the audio quality was bad and we were all like also trashed.
Oh yeah.
You remember?
Dude, I told Chris, I was like, we need to pull clips from some of those early episodes and go to White Claw and be like, we were there.
We were repping you forever.
Before.
Where is
they
our
were big.
sponsorship?
Yeah.
Where is it?
We want
earned it.
residuals.
Exactly.
Honestly, back pay. We need back pay for 5 years of having sponsored you.
Honestly, I also should have made an affiliate link for that vibrator that I was talking about earlier.
Right.
I would have fucking made bank on that.
It's not too late.
Listen.
Give another. Honestly,
no more
we
shout
could go. We'll find the episode that's on. We'll pull that clip and make an ad out of it.
Put it on our what is our YouTube or not YouTube,
TikTok,
Amazon store.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
We
recommended by.
Start doing vibrator corner at the end. Whatever.
Hey, look, if some vibrator companies want to sponsor us, we can do reviews
free
every week.
Samples.
Okay.
Porn corner.
Well,
What did you just say?
I said porn corner.
Oh. Okay. I don't know what I
porner.
thought you
Yeah,
said.
I don't know.
Wow.
It's probably
Okay.
as bad as what you thought.
We have to talk about this, and I'm so sorry. Because we talked about Robert De Niro a couple weeks ago, and we kind of just skimmed past this because I'm like, it's weird. Not weird, but it's a thing, but whatever. We can just like move past it. Because Robert De Niro, 79, is getting ready to have another baby. And I think the thing that we talked about was that like his oldest is like 51.
Yeah.
So that there's like or did just have another baby. There's like a 50-year age gap between his children, which is a lot.
Incredible.
It's incredible.
Almost 60-year age difference.
No,
You said she's 58.
She's 51.
Oh, 51.
Yeah, so a
got it.
50-year age difference, basically.
Yoinks.
So he's 79. He had that baby with his partner who's in her 40s. Al Pacino, who we had already discussed, like him and Robert De Niro have this like weird fucking rivalry thing going on. There was that thing on the internet that was like, which one was hotter when they were younger?
Right.
And they have like just a weird rivalry where like they couldn't be on set together during heat
weird.
And stuff like that.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
Yeah, or like that's why there's not as many scenes of the two of them together in that movie because like they don't like working.
Friends.
They seem like they should be because I feel like they've been in movies together, like several movies together. But then it came out that Al Pacino, who is 83, is getting ready to become a father again.
It just feels unfair.
With his 29-year-old
definitely feels
girlfriend.
Unfair to the child.
That's what I'm talking about. That's awful.
Do you know how tired I am all the time now? And I'm 41.
I know.
Kids are fucking hard.
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to be doing. I mean,
Well,
he's
yeah,
not
I mean,
doing
money,
any of the
but
like.
still.
Yeah, he's not going to be
But
doing.
still,
any
it's
of that
unfair
stuff.
to the child because
Yeah.
this child is essentially going to grow up without one of its parents.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, truly.
Yeah.
Even if this man lives to be 110,
I know.
odd years old, whatever. That's still unlikely. And also like,
Yeah.
he's definitely not gonna be an active dad.
Yeah.
There's no way. Yeah.
It's just,
What
it's
is
so
it
unfair.
with these like
Just
like
because you can doesn't mean you should.
80-year-old people just doing things?
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
I mean, like running our fucking government.
Oh,
and
truly.
doing all the things. I'm like, at 80, you will never see me again.
Can we also talk about how
I'm
like
tired.
Can we talk about how everyone wants to regulate like women's bodies to keep us from having kids? But I'm just like, we can't have kids at 80 fucking 3.
No.
Maybe we should start men should be on fucking birth control.
Yeah.
Because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous out here that you can just like start 79, 83, still fucking spreading your seed around. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it right fucking now. And this woman,
And
his
I'm
girlfriend.
You are 83 years old. You know how this works. You know you're going to get her pregnant. Like, how do you,
I think
you
when people
want to
get,
get
I think when people get that old, they kind of just think like,
Who cares?
or they think maybe it won't happen because they're so old. You know what I mean?
Well, we know, well, he had to know. His friend just had a baby. Steve
Yeah,
Martin's
maybe.
had a couple babies.
No.
Not like recently, but in the last I think
In
like
his
5
60s,
years,
right.
like
I think he's, like, in his
older.
60s.
Yeah, I think he might have even been like late.
See, this is I'm going to lay it out here. As somebody that did have to date during like the last gasps of my uterus,
Jesus.
honestly, it is so fucking unfair to women to be able to try to find an age appropriate, partner to date, because it's like men can go and fucking have kids when they're fucking 80.
Why do they? But do you think Al Pacino wanted to have a kid?
Yes.
At 83. You think
Yeah.
he wanted to?
Yeah.
Why?
That's where
Because
my
I
head
think
is. I
that
don't
the
understand.
29-year-old he's dating wanted one
Wow.
with him. And I think he was fine with it.
Listen. And when I heard that she's like younger than me, I was just like, I cannot believe that. And apparently this is like, she has a track record of this because she's dated Mick Jagger in the past, and she was like romantically linked to Clint Eastwood as well, which is just
God.
like,
Listen,
What the fuck?
Ma'am.
I don't hate the player. You
Listen.
know what I mean? Like, everybody's got to get by in this world, and that's one way to do it, I guess. But I mean, God bless. She got a type.
That's
She got a
exactly
type.
what I was gonna say.
her
She's got
type is money, probably.
That's exactly right. Old money.
Old man.
Yeah.
Old man money.
Gotta
Old man money.
Secure that bag, honey. Secure that bag. I mean, I don't
man.
mean to, because listen, I don't know. Maybe it's true love.
So, I mean, is this granddaddy issues?
Far be it from me to say that like this isn't legitimate. Maybe she legitimately finds old men very hot.
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know.
And it's
Like,
not
it's
my
not-
thing,
well,
but it's not.
Is it nice? How do you? Is that right that you would fetishize?
Grandpa? Old man money?
Old man money.
I
Sounds like it.
I don't know, because like she's 29 now. She's only 29. She's not 30. So like, how old was she when she was dating Clint Eastwood?
Or Mick Jagger.
That Clint Eastwood is like 100. How old is that man?
Listen,
He really
Mick
is.
Jagger, I almost understand. There's like charisma. There's, I mean, only because like, he's got that kind of swagger.
Right.
Fucking Clint Eastwood.
Wasn't he talking to a chair like a couple years ago? Like, what the fuck?
Clint Eastwood is 93.
Oof.
God.
God bless America.
Oh my god. Like
No.
I look just I don't know. Far be it from me. I always try to like be like not judgmental, because I'm just like, at the end of the day, you are both adults.
Yeah.
So go with God.
Seriously. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's 29
Imagine.
and 83. That's listen, that's more than May, December.
What do you
That's
talk
like-
about?
Yeah.
What do you talk about?
Truly, what do you talk about?
I don't know. He's the same age as my grandpa, basically.
We could talk or not talk for hours.
Right.
Honestly,
We both
it's
like
giving
soup.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I showed you guys a picture because there's a picture on her Instagram where she like dragged
Pop's day out.
Yeah, dragged him to like an art exhibit, and he looks miserable.
He looks like he's wearing elasticized pants.
He looks like he doesn't want to be there.
Possibly a dye under
He's
there.
tie. He wants to go home and take a nappy nap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, what? What?
No, it's enough. Yeah, that's. I mean, listen, yeah, like you said, they are both adults. They're doing the thing, but yeah, it is.
What is that age difference? What's the math on that? How many years is that?
geez.
Hold
It's a
on.
lot.
I'm just
That's
gonna find
like-
out real quick.
That's like 74
What?
years. No,
Like
64.
60, yeah.
64 years.
54.
54.
That's what I said.
54 years.
54.
But that is
That's
that's
a
like
whole- that's a whole
that's my
lifetime.
mom. That's my mom's entire lifetime of age difference.
Yeah. I mean, fashion
Older than
circles
my
back
mom.
around.
Okay. I mean, we did just say the butterfly clip is back, but that was not even that old.
Yeah,
It's not
it's just
54.
it's instead of going for something recycled or refurbished,
Well,
she's going
she
for the
did
original.
grow up in the
original
reduced, reused,
vintage.
recycled
She's
Yeah.
getting a vintage.
model. Classic, a real classic,
Real fixer
a
upper.
real classic piece of ass.
It's got good bones. Good bones.
I don't
don't
know
think
that
he
it does. I don't know that it does.
I need to see an X-ray of those knees,
I
baby.
want an osteo.
Because my grandpa's about the same age. I think my grandpa's 82, and he's had a knee replacement. And he's extremely healthy. My grandpa looks better than Al Pacino, and that's just there's a lot of wear and tear.
That's
okay?
one of your friends.
some odd years.
One of your girlfriends. That's our friend Amy
Don't
dating
say
your
it.
grandpa.
Don't.
Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah.
gonna throw up. That is
Can you
horrifying.
Dude, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry. This is going to be so gross, listeners. I'm so sorry. And I'm not trying to be ageist. I'm not.
No, but this is just
Are you wondering what
wild.
the cum is like?
Oh,
just spider webs.
I wasn't.
God,
but I
I-
assume it's a dust cloud.
No, I was just going to say that, like, penises are kind of ugly
Yeah.
anyways. Like age
Yeah.
appropriate penises and like but like I don't even want to imagine like what that is at 80, that whole situation.
It's so wrinkly and gross, and an adult,
Either way.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
Do you think he's like? When did circumcision become mainstream? That's a legitimate question.
I feel like
actually
the
don't know.
30s, so I feel like they're probably.
Yeah?
I think.
No.
I don't fucking know.
Oh my god.
But
because
now I
look,
wanna know.
I'm equal opportunity. Like I've circumcised, uncircumcised.
You've had both?
Mhm. And I'm equal opportunity. I don't have a problem. But
No
I do
problem either way.
want to say that a 83-year-old uncircumcised penis probably the
Oh my God,
visuals
it's
on
gotta
that
look like an elephant trunk.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I think you gave it too much credit.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
More
it's
like an
just the-
anteater snout.
Oh,
Well, it already kind of looks like that in an age appropriate peen.
Oh my
we have to cut that out. That's so awful.
This whole conversation is awful.
it is.
It's really
5 years in, we're just like, look.
Fuck.
Let it all
Like,
hang out.
and again, like I said, one, they're not hurting anybody, and you know that's the rule. Other than
Yes, no, it's the
questionable
rule.
with the kid is
so
like
then- okay. So when do you become a pedophile again? Because that's
when does it circle back around? The 54-year age gap is again like that to me. Even looking at when we watched that episode of Queer Eye, and those are all like 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds. I'm like,
they
these
look
are
like children.
little babies.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's how I look at that age difference. Like me and like an 18-year-old.
Oof.
I'm like, that is like a,
yuck.
and although it would be technically legal, I'm like, you seem like a child to me. And I know because my
mean, at
grandpa
29.
my grandpa sees me as an adult,
Yeah.
but there is also part of him that's like, your baby.
Your baby.
You know what I mean? Because of the age difference.
29-year-old is a consenting adult. Like there's just
Absolutely.
no question.
Absolutely.
I mean, absolutely. And she's capable of making those decisions. And he's clearly, but is he capable of making clear decisions?
No one's checking in with him. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just, and that's just me where I'm just like, I feel like where I'm at with my life, I have a lot of life experience. I'm definitely like an adult, but compared to my grandpa, I'm like, he's going to look at me and say like, you have so much more like,
what is, I mean,
life.
like, is this now her taking advantage of, is this her now taking advantage of somebody who's an octogenarian who just isn't maybe at his full capacity? Are we looking at like the reverse?
Yeah.
Or maybe he just doesn't care. Like maybe he's just like, I just want to, you know, you were saying how your husband was like, when you're in your 80s, that's when you try heroin.
Yeah,
'cause they're
that's
just like,
right.
who cares?
That's when you start doing.
We're not advocating for that on
No.
this podcast, but it's maybe
mean,
it's just one of those things where it's just like,
fuck it.
He's like, fuck it. He's at the end of he's coming to the end
I
of the
know, but
rainbow
the
and he's
problem
just like,
is,
I just want to like have a good time.
But are you consciously thinking about bringing a child into this fucking world?
That's the issue
That's
that
the
I think is
problem.
really like, I mean, the child will want for
83.
nothing.
For sure, I
except
guess.
for
A parent.
his dad.
Yeah. That's not
Eventually.
fair. It's really.
But at the same time, you also like, I could have a kid with Eric, and then like
you could lose a parent. I mean, I lost
anytime.
I lost a
Truly.
parent
Yeah.
as a toddler too. So it's just like you could lose a parent at any time for any reason. Really,
Right,
I mean,
right.
it is different. I do feel like whenever you know for sure you're not making it to their like
You're in the winter of your life, the full ass winter of your life.
But the truth is, like, I don't know. I don't think having grown up without my dad, like, obviously, like, wish I had. You know what I mean? But
Truly,
it
right.
didn't destroy me. No, it's not something that is just like. So and this child will, like, again, like you said, want for absolutely fucking nothing. Not that that's the be all end all.
And you did end up getting a dad, right? Like, so that's, I mean.
Right. I have my stepdad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Wow. We deep dove on that.
Yeah.
I don't even know where we go for Fuck, Marry, Kill right now, but I was talking to you guys before we started on this episode. I've been really enjoying Smartless podcast. I don't definitely recommend it. I think it's
They don't
great.
need our shout
They
out,
don't need
but-
our shout out. They're doing just fine.
But if any of you have the connect, I mean, maybe
exactly.
make the intro.
Would love it.
Be a bro.
Yes. It's Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and Sean Hayes. Sean Hayes is just fucking so adorable.
He's precious.
It's really nice
Yeah.
to like get to know him like as a person outside of just the Will and Grace thing. But yeah, I thought that would be a good fuck,
It
marry,
is.
kill.
Yeah,
It
so
is.
Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and Sean Hayes.
Yeah.
I don't know Sean Hayes very well outside of his.
I've seen some interviews, but not very well either. Yeah.
And I like him. He seems incredibly funny.
And they're like
really
good friends in
They're
real life.
good friends in real life. And I've gotten to know all three of them outside of just their characters that they've played.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So you know them better than we do because I have not listened to Smartless, but I've seen interviews with all of them.
Yes.
Right.
Like as themselves.
So Jason Bateman definitely seems like he's very like tight.
He's a Capricorn.
Controlled. He's very,
Yeah.
very
He is a
Capricorn.
And
Okay.
he's like King Capricorn. His energy is very
That is a fact. That is who he is. He's very like regimented. He likes things in a certain way. Will Arnett is somebody that uses humor to deflect
he's me.
situations. Yeah, he's
Oh my God,
definitely you.
it's us. This is our podcast.
And then Sean Hayes is just a sweet baby angel.
Oh my God, you're Sean Hayes.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God.
So it really does.
I'm
the
Will Arnett,
energies
and
work
you're-
very well.
Wow.
Jason
Yeah.
Bateman. Wow.
100. I definitely.
Wow.
Well, then don't take this personally, whatever we do here.
Oh yeah.
No, are you
no,
kidding?
we're
I'm going to
doing-
fucking marry Jason Bateman. It's the
Yeah.
only right answer for me. It's tested, it's tried, it's true. Jason Bateman is the right answer for me. I'm going to keep him from getting like having a heart attack too soon in his life because he's so uptight.
My favorite
And-
picture of him is whenever he's winning that award for Ozark. Have you seen that? Where like he's winning an award and they say his name and his face is just like, and you've got Laura Linney in the back like freaking out.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of,
He's
he's
like-
so just like, he's so chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like
Oh,
mega,
that's
mega,
exactly
mega
what
chill.
I need.
Yeah.
He tells this story on the tour. I guess like Will Arnett and Jason Bateman are now like sober or whatever, but they used to be like party animals or whatever. And when Will Arnett met Jason Bateman, he was driving a car. He had a dashboard candle. What? Like Will Arnett was like, this guy's a fucking maniac. I was like, oh my God.
That is insane. I fucking love it. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. I love that.
So yeah,
that's not the place for it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I love it in my head.
Yeah.
You should not have a dashboard candle, but it's hilarious.
I'm definitely marrying Jason Bateman because he's that kind of humor that I love, which is
so
no
dry.
one else really gets it, but it's fucking just like it's kind of being part of an inside joke all the time. That's how I feel with Chris. And sometimes how I feel with you, Christina, because you're outwardly very funny, but sometimes you say shit where I'm just like,
like I ask dead celebrities if I can have their talent.
when I'm in the shower,
casually drop that in conversation.
Still don't think that that's very weird. I definitely
so
do that.
I just don't know where that comes from.
So funny.
But I'm gonna marry Jason Bateman for sure. It's solid. Will Arnett, I'm strangely attracted to.
I don't think it's that strange.
He is so hot.
I think he's hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that goofy ass.
He's goofy.
But also Sean Hayes is super hot too.
He's so adorable.
He's adorable.
He really is.
Yeah.
I think he's
Like
super
Sean
cute.
Hayes
He's
is,
so
to me.
talented.
Yeah.
Like it's a Broadway
Yes.
performer.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So I'm gonna fuck Will Arnett and I'm gonna friend.
Yeah. I'm gonna marry Will Arnett.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna marry Will Arnett. Like I
You
think
love a
he's-
good time.
That
I
tracks.
do.
Yeah.
He's fun.
He's
He, like,
very
and
fun.
he does seem like the type who like he's still gonna be like cracking jokes. He seems like he'd be good at game night. I also think like him.
Oh, he'd be so fun at game night.
So fun at game night. And I think that him and Amy Poehler still have a good relationship, which is important to me. Like
Yep.
I like that.
He's May 4th. That means he's a Taurus.
Taurus. I love a Taurus.
Interesting. Okay.
So that feels just like right, good energy for me. I'm gonna fuck Jason Bateman. I don't know what it is. Like there is something really sexy about Jason Bateman.
Yeah. It's that
Yeah.
That intense dark energy
Yeah.
that I'm just like, you have secrets.
Yeah.
And I want to know.
Dude, I gotta say it. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything like that, but it's that Capricorn intensity.
It's intense. Yeah. And I'm like, I need to know. Yeah. So
Oh, you're taking this seriously.
yeah.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
seriously.
We definitely like to do things that we are very good at.
Yeah.
So
You
like
get good at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
He's perfected
Yeah.
it.
Correct.
And I'm down for the ride.
Yeah.
So I am going to fuck him. And
Sean Hayes,
Sean
Capricorn
Hayes?
or Cancer. Sorry.
Cancer. Oh, that
Tracks.
does. Yeah, that does.
Another water sign.
And I'm going to friend him too. Because I actually do think like, would love to be his friend.
Yeah.
I'm just like, take me to Broadway shows.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, let's do the whole fucking thing. Like that. He seems like he would be. And he seems like he has a lot of, I bet he knows a lot, like a little about a lot of stuff.
Yo, yeah.
yeah.
He gives me that that vibe.
Well, he's actually really funny on the podcast. He's very gullible and he does not know a lot about
No, he doesn't.
No.
Oh, Angel.
So, and then Jason's the one that will talk like very confidently about something and is complete bullshit. Like he just doesn't know at all. So yeah, it's
That's
really funny. No, he's a sweet baby angel. I'm actually really struggling here with who I should marry.
Yeah,
I
know them
really am.
better. Yeah.
Because like the intensity with Jason, with
I
my
do
own
feel-
intensity, I just don't.
Sean feels like the right.
It feels like the right. And listen, Cancer
energy.
goes either way for me. You know,
Yeah.
love him or hate him as a sister sign. And I feel like Sean Hayes is who I would vibe the best
He
with
would make
long
you. He
term.
would keep you laughing.
Yes.
because of his gullibility.
He's a little silly.
Unlike
He's
me,
just nice.
yeah,
You know, he's
Yeah.
kind.
you don't get
And-
frustrated by.
You are in your nice guy era.
Yeah,
You are.
You get frustrated by ineptitude, but you don't get frustrated by naivete.
Yeah.
When somebody's just like truthfully like oh, I didn't understand that. You're like, oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's endearing to you.
Yeah, and I find his whole thing it is very endearing. So I'm gonna marry Sean Hayes, but then who to fuck?
Wow, can you
'Cause
get the sandwich?
That is literally seriously.
Yeah.
I gotta
That'd be
go.
a hell of a sandwich.
I gotta go for Jason Bateman in the bedroom.
Wow.
I think he'd be better.
Wow.
They're different energies. I feel like them in the bedroom. They have different vibes, different bedroom vibes.
Yeah.
Not a bad choice. Like,
No.
I don't think either
I don't think
is a
you're gonna
bad
go
choice.
wrong.
You're not going wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
want?
Yeah. I like a little dark intensity
Yeah.
in the sack.
I do feel like Jason Bateman might do a little a light
A little choke.
Yeah.
A light choke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I feel like Will Arnett would be fun in bed. He's got a fun energy. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
And that's
Time and
I've
place.
been, yeah, exactly. I've been with guys where it's like their idea of foreplay is be like honk honk on your tits and stuff like that.
No, you might have just ruined
That
that shit for
is
me.
an absolute fucking pass.
Yeah.
PSA to all men out there. I don't know a single woman who thinks that that's cute.
No,
not sexy at
that's
all.
not foreplay. It
it's
doesn't
just-
turn us on. When you just come up and grab our tits or
You're just
something, it's
12.
the worst.
It's just the most immature.
Yeah. Ugh.
That's what
Yeah.
it reads. It doesn't read fun.
Yeah.
It reads immature.
Right. So yeah, I'm gonna fuck Jason Bateman, and I'm gonna friend Will Arnett. I do think would be
Yeah.
fucking so fun to hang out
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
So
Oh, we all did different stuff.
yeah.
I like this for us.
Me too.
Yeah, unsponsored promo for
Right. Honestly,
For
somebody pass this
Smartless.
on. Somebody pass this on to
Yeah.
them. This is ridiculous. Pay us money or let us on your show.
Oh no.
we just want to meet. We just want to say hi.
Let's have a meeting.
Yeah.
Can we have a meeting? And then we have an awkward conversation about how we.
Oh, my God.
Like, Mary killed you
I
at 3?
do not want to
Literally,
guys
like
now.
step out of my skin.
Yeah.
Just
Shoot me. Fucking shoot me.
ugh. Well, you guys want to take 5 and we'll come back with stories?
Yeah. And we're back. All right, Christina.
Okay. Here's my story. He says, Maggie messaged me on Bumble immediately after we matched. Maggie was a petite and seemingly quick-witted brunette who, after a quick social media stalk, I could tell would look almost as attractive sans the many starry-eyed filters she used in her profile pictures. Her quick responses were quite refreshing compared to the status quo of women who leave you hanging for days, if not forever, and she paid no mind that my profile clearly stated I'm only 5'6". I arranged to meet Maggie at one of my favorite eateries in town for some drinks and perhaps a bite to eat if she was feeling it. Maggie entered the bar, and she indeed was every bit as lovely as her photos depicted. We got to some small talk, and I couldn't help but notice how incredibly and somewhat uncomfortably enthusiastic she was with what I thought was relatively humdrum conversation. Everything I said was answered with, wow.
Oh my God.
That's so great.
I would be like, are you making fun of me right now? I really would be. I would be like, look, I don't appreciate this. Whatever's
Looking
happening.
around like,
Yeah.
is this?
Am I being punked?
Or, oh gosh, I would love to hear more. Frankly, it was pretty fucking creepy.
Damn.
You're too into me. I don't trust this.
This is so weird. In an attempt to shift the topic of discussion from myself, I asked her about what she did for a living, as she had been somewhat vague about it in our prior communication. Maggie went into detail about how she was currently a student and part-time sales representative for a meditation lifestyle company. She then went on to explain how she resided in communal housing and participated in meditation practice
Is she in
several
Andrew
times
Keegan's cult?
Oh my God.
in order to achieve profound spiritual and sexual enlightenment.
Oh.
What
Wait,
the fuck?
what does that pay?
Wow.
Well, Maggie elaborated.
Okay.
This sexuality-focused wellness education company is known for classes on orgasmic meditation.
Okay.
A procedure that typically involves a man using a gloved, lubricated
no,
fingertip
no.
to stroke a woman's clitoris for 15 minutes.
There's no reason for that. I can lubricate my own finger. Why? What's happening? And listen, I'm open-minded because like
Are you? Because I feel like you
no,
couldn't.
truly, like I am into the meditation thing. I actually want to go to a meditation retreat. I'm planning on doing that sometime soon. Like
Like everybody
I'm into
just
it.
like pussies out and just
But how
rubbing
does
the
it work?
bean.
Are you all just like in a circle, like legs akimbo? What's going on?
Yeah. I don't love that. I don't love the idea of group.
No. Not it's
Pussy
not,
rubbing.
It's not for me. It's not for me.
I don't find
Is it
that.
just one guy, or is it like just
How do you
going
relax?
around?
Like DJ?
Yeah.
How do
like,
you relax? I can never. I don't.
I know.
Well,
I
you're
do too
meditating.
in my head.
You're meditating. That's why
not
you gotta
I.
be really like in a meditative state, I guess.
She was learning to teach classes, which consisted of 30 or more pairs of strokers and strokees.
Okay, so there's more than one. I see. There's one for each.
Yes.
A stroker and a strokey.
Yes.
Okay.
Who could be complete strangers off the street, by the way. In one room where the fully clothed men essentially finger bang the women who were naked from the waist down in order to
Just
reach
waist
an
down.
orgasm.
Just
That's not gonna
Winnie the
attract.
Pooh.
That's not gonna attract any weirdos or creeps or
No.
predators.
It's fine.
Yeah, totally normal and
Gonna-
safe.
yeah, mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Which she claimed completely changed her life. Yeah, I mean,
What? Why? Like, I feel like if you want that, go on a date with somebody and be like, "Look, is this something you're interested in? I would like to just. This is what I'm into. We're gonna go back to my place. I'm gonna lay down.
I'm going to meditate.
just
You're
gonna
going to
take
put
my
on
pants
this
off.
You're
glove.
put on this glove. I've got some Durex.
Oh my God.
Lube it up.
Lube it up and then just flip the bean.
That's so specific.
Wow. Maggie aggressively tried to convince me to come to an event where I myself could be a strokey and caress her or some random chick's G-spot by purchasing a class package for $12.99.
Oh, this is why-
$1,200.
This is why she was laughing at all his jokes. She was trying to sell. It's an MLM. It's a pyramid scheme. It's a hey hun situation.
Oh,
How do you pyramid scheme masturbation?
I think they found it. And what does the guy really get out of this?
Exactly.
You know
So
it's
you gotta-
somebody's weird thing.
You got to cough up 1,300 buckaroos and then to
Fiddle my diddle.
which you could again like
could do for
go on
free.
dates.
Just go on a
Like-
date. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't know. It was about that time I realized this might not actually be a date, but more of a sales pitch
Yeah.
for her vag diddling class.
Batch diddly
I want to know what state they're in. Are they
need to know
in?
everything
Are they in
about
Los
this.
Angeles?
That has to
This
be.
feels like an overheard LA. It really
Feels
does.
like Andrew Keegan's cult.
Yes, it does.
Honestly, in Venice,
man.
it 100%
Had
is
the
that.
giant parrot mascot just watching the whole time. So
Oh,
okay,
no.
so just so everyone knows, we just recorded our Tainted Love movie episode, which will be coming out on our Patreon. It's all about 10 things I hate about you. And Andrew Keegan is in it, and he now has a cult in Venice, California. That's
And
like a meditation.
We do not know if this is
Yeah,
what he does, but
yes.
it feels
We're
right.
not trying to get sued by
Allegedly.
Full Circle Andrew Keegan's church, I should say.
Allegedly, it could be. Though I had no plans to ever see or finger this girl in the future,
Oh, man.
I stayed for one more drink out of the sheer entertainment of her presentation. When I got home, I researched the company. One Taste.
I'm Googling that immediately.
I grabbed my phone. Hold on. I got
Why
it.
is it
Hold on.
called One Taste? That's so gross.
Wow. Wait. I am looking right meow.
And just as I suspected, it was pretty much a sex cult that caused many of its members to join their community, go completely into debt, and of course, finger or get fingered by strangers, all in the name of enlightenment. I continue to receive spammy, slightly sexual, albeit amusing, text propaganda from Maggie in the subsequent weeks, but I don't think she'll be hearing from me anytime soon.
Okay.
Oh God.
Okay.
You have the
Cassie's got the
deets?
tea.
Okay. Areas served. Los Angeles.
Of
Lower
course.
Manhattan. London.
Okay. Yes, all this tracks.
Is One Taste still in business after the FBI investigation?
Where is the fucking Hulu documentary on this?
Some people in One Taste have rebranded and refocused and are operating as the Institute of OM.
OM.
OM is orgasmic meditation and slow sex.
What?
slow sex? No. Get out of here.
Need to know everything. I also feel like the vibes in those 3 places would be totally different. Like London.
A London badge diddle?
It was founded by Nicole Day Dunn in San Francisco.
Oh, girl boss, queen.
Yeah, love it.
The company started to receive more widespread attention around 2007. Oh, this is...
Wow. I also love that they casually dropped. They're like, after the FBI investigation.
Yep.
What?
Like,
For
what?
what?
Exactly.
Like, what was happening?
Because
If there's anybody out there that works in development, where the fuck is this documentary?
Oh my God.
Would watch.
Is there-
the true story behind Netflix's Orgasm Inc. is all about one taste.
Shit.
And that came out last year. I didn't watch it. Orgasm
Oh,
Inc.
shit.
Didn't you watch that?
Orgasm.
I don't think I
Inc.
did.
All right, we're gonna watch that. We got
Okay.
to. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Now that we
Shit.
have
Orgasm Inc.
Shit.
write that down.
That's fucking.
There's a whole
bananas.
Newsweek article about it. What happened to One Taste inside female orgasm company?
Taste.
That is who named it that.
Terrible.
Wow.
That is.
I believe.
Why did you call it that?
The Institute of Ohm also sounds incredibly
Sus.
ominous.
It does. It
I
does.
don't love
OM
that
is
either.
for ominous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I don't love that.
Ooh.
Wow.
I want to know
I
everything.
learned so much just now.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think I was 16. This is a very like teenage story.
Okay.
I was working at a restaurant as a cook. There was a hostess I really liked and had been working on getting to know her for a while now. I swear to God, hostess, line cook.
Yep.
Hostess, line cook.
There's a direct
Yeah,
link.
Always. She seemed to be interested and I was excited. So I asked her out. She said yes. We agreed to go to Woodstock as a double date with my friend, let's call him Tyler, and this girl he just met. I don't know if they mean
They're
like
Woodstock 99 or
99,
just Woodstock the town.
the
They're
town.
like,
I
it's
don't know.
cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm confused. I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, because it could be Woodstock 99.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going with Tyler and this girl he just met. Very 16.
Yes.
Yes.
We met at the mall. I asked her to come on this double date. Well, I decided to drive because I thought my car was nice and it would look good. We're having a blast, share some nice moments on a Ferris wheel, you know, all the generic date stuff. So I'm guessing just the town.
Just the town?
Yeah.
Woodstock has a Ferris wheel? Oh,
I don't know.
Nice.
I was into her and it seemed like she was making eyes at me. So we head back to our town and we're hanging out in this parking lot in my car, very 16-year-old. And we've got some weed and some snacks.
Yep.
I decide it's pretty late and I'm tired. If I'm going to be driving everybody back home, I need some coffee. So I walk across the street to Dunkin' Donuts to get everybody coffee and hot chocolates. So sweet.
I know. I like this guy. I like
him.
this date so
Yes.
far.
I walk back over and I get about 50 yards away from the car when I see Tyler's date speeding off in her car she had met at the parking lot earlier. Confused, I walk towards my car, and right as I'm about to open the door, a hand smacks the window.
Oh my God.
What?
The Titanic.
Titanic
moment,
hand.
A Titanic moment.
No.
And through the tint, I can
what
see...
in the Scandival is happening right now?
I can see my date's arm from about her elbow all the way to her fingers. I swear it could have been a scene in a movie, how cliche it felt. Well,
Yeah.
she was wearing a long sleeve sweater when I left, so it didn't take me many guesses to figure out what was going on when I felt the car start to shake.
Oh,
That's
His car!
awful.
Get the
in
fuck
his car.
out of my car.
Yes.
I'm opening that door right now.
Find your own way home.
get
fucked.
Unbelievable.
Get-
So here I was sitting on the ground outside
No.
a closed down Dollar General with $25 worth of Dunkin' Donuts in my lap while my best friend and my date both lose their virginities.
In
his
the back
car.
of his car.
Yes. Did I mention it was my car? A few minutes later, when they finish, he finishes, ? Tyler gets out of the back seat to stretch and put his shirt back on. I hit him once I get in my car and lock the doors. Without looking up, I said, "Do you want to ride home or do you want to get out?" She said she wanted to ride home and apologized. It was 1 a.m. at this point, and she lived in the town a couple miles away. As fucked up as she had been, I wasn't about to let her get murdered in the middle of the night or anything.
Wow.
Yeah,
So-
but fuck Tyler. I
So
guess.
I actually drove her home afterwards. Talk about humiliating. I made Tyler walk though.
Yeah, fuck him.
Wow.
Can you fucking at 16? Would that
Dude.
destroy you?
That would stick.
Yeah,
that would.
I
Stick.
really do feel like it
that
would
would be
stick.
traumatic. That would be like you'd have trust issues.
Yep.
It's because your friend. That's the Scandival thing. It's like it's one thing like when your fucking partner cheats on you with a rando, but
Right.
it's like when they cheat and it's your fucking best friend.
Right. I mean, and it's like this was their first date, so it's not like they had an established relationship. But like your like he's your
bro.
He's your friend.
Yeah.
And like that's
Your
just
best friend.
is so fucked up. Like in the time it took him to go get coffee, and he was going to get coffee for everybody.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Can you imagine? And this girl, I'm like,
Girl,
what was she thinking? Either because I'm like, how did you think this was going to end?
Yeah.
You knew
yeah.
he was coming back. Like, I
Right.
don't know.
It's not like he went to a different town to buy some coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna be gone like maybe 8 minutes
Yeah.
tops.
Poor baby. Like I was just like, that is such a like life lesson, sad thing. I want to know what happened with his friend later. Are they
Well,
still friends? Did they
no.
patch things up?
I don't think
No.
so. No.
Well, my story is not sad, and I think it's lighthearted, and I think it's kind of cute. So, so she says, so this happens a few weeks ago. Also, some important info real quick before getting into the story. I, 26 female, have a disability, and I have to use a wheelchair for long distance because I can walk some, but not a lot. I have a truck that has a wheelchair lift so that I can load my chair into it when I'm ready to go wherever I go. On to the story. So I asked one of my good friends, 26 male, on a date. He comes to pick me up and my wheelchair won't fit into his car. I go, let's take my truck because we are running low on time because we had an 1.5 hour ride ahead of us to get to this Van Gogh exhibit. I go, I don't want to use my lift. I don't know how parking is going to be. Can you lift my chair into the bed?
Okay.
Got it.
Got it.
The guy goes, sure, not a problem. We drive having good conversation about everything, just enjoying the company. We get to the exhibit about 20 minutes before our ticket time to go in. He's driving around the parking lot, and I notice all the handicap parking spots are available. I could have used my lift. I go, dang, all the handicap spots are available. My date goes wide-eyed. We can park in a handicap spot? I go, yeah, I have the thing right here. The poor soul gets so excited
Why?
and literally gets all giddy and circles the parking lot to get back to the handicap parking close to the door. We still had a bit of time before going in. Me and this guy sat in the handicap parking spot for 10 minutes while he was, quote, enjoying the glory of a parking in a handicap spot.
Oh my God.
fucking weird.
That's
So
weird.
weird.
It's like, okay.
Look, I understand. Look, we live in a very hard to park place.
Park City, yeah.
So I'm like, I understand like being like, oh, we can just park somewhere close
Yeah, we can
quickly
just
without
hop
having
out
to like
and
circle
park.
a bunch to like look for a spot. But I'm like,
The way this kid is like losing his mind about it, though, that he doesn't have to worry about his car getting towed. Me being disabled that parks in handicap spots literally on a daily basis at this point is normal for me. I'm laughing my ass off the whole time. We sat there for 10 minutes. We finally get out and it's still me laughing because it's the funniest thing to me. We go into the Van Gogh exhibit where I'm thinking, oh, Starry Night is going to be the highlight of my date. But no, handicap parking was literally the highlight of my whole date.
He can't stop talking
He can't
about
stop
it.
talking. $45 could have been saved by just letting him park in a handicap spot. This guy will never live it down. And everyone I talked to since then has heard about this story in one way or the other.
Oh my gosh.
weird, right? It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I'd be like, that's really fucking weird.
I think it's so funny that he just was like, she's like, literally, we could have just saved $45 here and I could have taken you anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Just,
so-
there's so many. We can do a
Why?
parking lot tour.
Yeah.
You can do it in all of them.
Yeah. You want to go, hey, where do you want to go next? We can park
We can park or not park.
for hours.
For hours. Oh my God.
So silly.
Oh, well, you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with the Tainted Love?
Yes.
Cool.
And we're back. Christina.
All right. It is my Tainted Love. And I don't know if you guys know this because I hadn't heard of this
You've
before.
told us nothing. Usually
Yeah.
before we record, we're like, oh, I have a good one this week or
Yeah,
something.
nothing.
You've
Yep.
said nothing to us.
I'm going to talk to you I got a lot of this from a Snapped episode, but then I found this really, really great article from a French magazine. Actually,
Ooh la la. Why?
Ooh la la. Okay, setting the scene. It's 1966. Typical Texas romance. Joy Janine Davis and Larry Wayne Aylor met at a football game.
Oh. It was at her church.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're both in high school. Joy is 1 year younger. She's so cute, happy, friendly, very pert. She's blonde. She's cute. She's a cute
only
girl.
ever met nice Joys. It
Oh,
must
yeah.
be, it's like that name.
You gotta
theory,
wear it.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Well.
oh no. You're gonna ruin joy for me.
In many ways, Joy was privileged.
And pain.
She's the beloved middle daughter of Francis and Henry Davis, a couple who had moved to Dallas after World War II with nothing but a dream of making it big.
Yeah, you could do that in like 1950 or whatever.
You buy a house for like a goat.
$2.
So-
Yeah.
Pretty
One
much.
goat.
One goat and a chicken. By the mid 60s, they were well on their way to realizing that those financial dreams. Henry and a brother began developing property, and that led to seats on boards of Dallas banks. They were like worth between $10 and $25 million
furious.
in the 60s.
Christina, I am so mad. When I
know.
hear stuff like this, I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Anthony was telling me about his mom, like, because he just got back from Cincinnati, and like he was asking. I mean, he was like, "Hey, like, guess what my mom paid in tuition when she went to
I don't want
college?
to know.
Disgusting.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
$1,200
Yeah. That's how much
was
my parents
her
paid.
tuition.
Yeah, they
$1,200 a year. I was
in-state.
like, you've got to be fucking kidding
I
me.
think they paid like $17,000 for the house that we grew up in, like in the 80s.
I'm ill.
Yeah. And so when I hear stories like this, it's not like, look,
It just doesn't match.
get
Nothing
your
matches.
life.
No, it
but it's
doesn't.
just insane that you can just be like, oh, I just moved with my 2.5 kids and $3, and now we're worth 25 million. I'm like, that could not happen.
It couldn't happen. No,
Today.
they
No matter how
definitely
much you
closed
hustle.
the door behind them.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So she's living a good life. All right. She had a good childhood. She had an older sister and a younger sister. They're
Definitely
millionaires.
Had a pony. Joy had a pony.
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Fuck yeah.
She was super, super well to do. So yeah, they get together and Henry's like, okay, Larry, like, I'm gonna hook it up. You get to work in real estate now, and here's some money to start your company. And so Larry he launches himself as a home builder. In 1978, he incorporates as Larry W. Aylor Custom Builders, Inc. Henry guaranteed his credit, greased the skids, and Joy actually worked alongside Larry, designing interiors and taking care of the details so that Larry could just focus on larger construction. Now, despite their work together, Larry...
Imagine being handed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a company. Go for it.
Have fun, kids.
Have fun, kids. Here's money. Despite their work together, Larry and Joy didn't seem to have a particularly close relationship. Larry was like possessive, constantly keeping tabs on Joy. And as their only son grew a little bit older, their relationship began to go really downhill. Larry would scream at Joy for anything that went wrong in the business. And Joy would also confide in the 80s to friends that she knew Larry had affairs with other women.
Do you know, listen, I don't know what it feels like to be a daddy's girl. I don't know. I don't have that kind of relationship. But do you know how quick I would run to my dad?
Oh, yeah.
If my husband, who like my dad made successful, was talking to me any sort of way,
Oh, yeah.
daddy,
Exactly.
immediately, I would be the biggest fucking princess about this.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, not whenever my family is the reason why you have
You're
fucking
successful.
success. I don't think so. You can't talk to me like that.
No.
Yeah. So it's the 80s now. And in 1982, a new couple, Peter and Roseanne Galeonis, were ready to move up. After relocating to Dallas from Boston in 1978 to become assistant professor of medicine and medical director of the kidney transplant program at Southwestern Medical School, Dr. Peter Gallionis Jr. had invested in a successful medical equipment supply business, so he's ready to buy a custom-built home from Larry Aylor. He is like, we're going to do this. We're prosperous. We're awash in cash. And
for $70,000, he built a mansion.
Yeah, here's my 6-bedroom, 7-bathroom house.
Larry definitely, he specialized in doing like $400,000 to $500,000 houses, which in the 80s
Wow.
was like what? 1.5 million now, $2 million houses in Dallas. So yeah, they're like, we're going to go to the best. We want Larry. Larry's going to build. So in November, they signed a contract to construct a $400,000 house on Bobbin Drive in the heart of North Dallas. So Peter and Roseanne had met in 1977, and she was working as a nurse. He was moonlighting, and he was just like besotted with her. Roseanne was gorgeous. She used luxurious dark hair, beautiful skin, warm, funny, full of life. And so it was hot and heavy
So she's
right
like
away.
a full-on VO5 commercial.
Oh,
yeah.
totally. She was
The way I thought VO5 was gonna like turn my hair into
silk.
just like gorgeous. Yeah, those commercials were
Misleading.
effective.
oh, yeah.
and misleading. Yeah.
No, we definitely talked about like the herbal essences commercials
Yeah.
or
Oh,
whatever. I was
man.
like, oh, that's going to make my hair shiny and beautiful.
And give me an orgasm.
Yeah. Somebody messaged us because in last week's episode, when we were talking about the guy who had the herbal essences things, I said urban essence.
Did you?
And they commented.
They were like, actually, it's
and I
herbal.
listened to it and I was like, I did say urban essence.
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
That's a different product. Totally
Yes.
different. Would love to see those
Would
commercials as
love
well.
to, yes.
Oh man. So yeah, they get together. They moved to Dallas from Boston in 1978, and it's really hard for Roseanne. Like at first it was like super passionate. but
Dallas
she's-
from Boston?
Yeah,
that's
she's got a
big
huge
shift.
Yeah.
Italian family back on the East
Oof.
Coast. She moves, she fucking hates
That
Texas.
is a culture
That's a
shift.
shift.
She hates the weather. She hates it. So he's working like all the time. And
Oh,
he's
so
like,
she hates being there and she's alone.
and she's alone.
Yeah.
And she got pregnant, which they didn't think it was possible because Peter was supposedly sterile or whatever. But
That's what they
Miracle
all
Baby
say.
comes around and she's stuck at home with the kid in Texas, a place she doesn't really
Yeah.
want to be.
Her
So
hair is
she's-
probably suffering in that humidity.
honestly, she hates it.
Not enough VO5 to go around.
So, yeah, their marriage is faltering. They go ahead with plans to build the new house anyway, though. So, Larry Aylor's crew broke ground in January of 1983. But in May, Roseanne just abruptly moves to a house, like rents a house on Richardson. So she separates with Peter. She's like, it's not working. Like, but they're amicable about it. He's like, I get it. The marriage has been going downhill. Let's just do what's right for Peter Jr. And so
Peter the Third.
Peter the
Yeah.
Third is only like 4 years old. They are amicable. They're handling it in the courts, like figuring out a schedule that works for everybody.
Good for
And
them.
so they're separated. They're not quite divorced yet. And Peter's like, I just feel like something's going on. I feel like she has been with somebody else. I feel like someone else is in the picture. And like him and Larry are really good friends at this point. They've all gone to like dinners together, functions and everything. And Larry's like, no, like Roseanne is not that kind of person. Like, no way. But Peter's like, no, I feel it in my gut. So I'm going to hire a private detective. Private detective comes back and is like, oh yeah, she's fucking Larry Aylor.
Yeah, I was going to say, is Larry the Raquel in this
Duh.
situation?
Oh,
He is.
yeah.
The Rachel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So Peter confronts Roseanne, who denies it. Roseanne and Larry just continue to deny that we're lovers, though they file for divorce 4 days apart using the same lawyer.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Okay. Just come out with it at this
Just,
point.
yeah,
Truly.
like, I mean,
who
they-
cares?
They're like,
Because
no,
honestly-
no, we're not. But
At least for her, like they are separated. I feel like and it's been amicable. Like I feel like that's a conversation that could have been had.
Yeah.
yeah, during this time, many of Joy's friends say they actually had no idea that anything was wrong. Many didn't even know that Joy and Larry were separated. But Larry closed their joint bank accounts before he told Joy he was leaving and took the $300,000 that they had in there.
Oh,
So Joy complained that she and her son Chris had little money to live on. And she's just reluctant to go to her wealthy parents and admit that she needed money.
The way I'd go to them so fast, I'd be like, hey, go yell at my husband.
My shitty soon-to-be ex-husband. So now it's October 4th, 1983, just a few days before the Aylor and Galliunas divorces were scheduled to go to court. Peter's talking on the phone after work when another call clicked in. It was his 4-year-old son. During the separation, Roseanne had taught the 4-year-old to dial his dad's phone number. And he says, Dad, Mom's sick and she won't wake up.
Oh,
no,
baby.
No.
The child had awakened from his nap to find his mother nude, tied to the bed and bleeding.
Oh.
Richardson police captain later described it as one of the worst crime scenes he's ever inspected.
Oh, no. Oh,
And you're
no.
4-year-old.
Yeah.
And you're developing like real memories at that age too.
Miraculously, she still had a pulse
No.
when they found her. So they get her to the hospital. Police corral things like
Thank
right
God
away.
they taught him how to
I know.
call on the phone.
Because their divorce was not like
Yeah, it wasn't bitter.
It wasn't bitter. So of course she's like, I need you to learn how to do this. And yeah.
If you need to call your dad, this is how you do it.
Exactly. So, yeah, she unfortunately passes 2 days later. She does not survive the injuries. Like they found a pillow with gunshot holes in it. So somebody had put a pillow over and shot her in the back of the head. So she did not make it. Peter hires a lawyer, and because he knows he's going to be like the first suspect. Cops are like, yeah, you fucking did it, bro. And he's like, no, I didn't. But like, he doesn't have a complete alibi. Like he was working, but then he like went home to take a nap and then went back to work a little bit. So
Do
they're
you
like,
know, these days I'm at home by myself so frequently because I'm just such a homebody lately. I'm just like, God forbid anything
You gotta
happen.
get some of them cameras in the house.
exactly, ring cameras, or just randomly text somebody once an hour. That way it just sets up your alibi. You can be like, check my fucking phone records. I was at home. I was texting people.
But you could text that from anywhere. I just feel like,
well, you can't because it's cell towers.
This is why, I'm going to tell people like, this is why I get up and walk to Ulta and buy something so that I can have like a receipt.
Oh, that security guard's got your back
Dude.
for sure. He fucking knows
you.
He knows you. He'd be like, oh yeah, that bitch is here every day.
I have to tell the listeners, it has gotten to such a point. It really has. Because there's an Ulta around the corner from my house. So I will go there. If I want anything special, I'll go there. But I also just go there for like, if I need new lotion, if I need like cotton pads, if I need like anything that I can get there because I can get points and it's close.
Yeah.
So I go there regularly.
Yeah.
And it has gotten progressively with the security guard. The security guard starts talking to me like real friendly. And the last time I was there, he held the door open for me and he said, "See you tomorrow."
Oh, wow.
And I was like, "Wow,
you got to be a
really
regular
fucking rude."
somewhere, and that's not a bad place to be a regular at.
See you
I'll
tomorrow.
tell you that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
God. Honestly, he'd give you an alibi for any day.
He
He'd be like,
really
oh, yeah,
would.
she was here.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, he gets a lawyer, and like police are like, that's sketchy. But then Peter's like, you need to talk to her boyfriend, Larry. And they're like, what? And so they drag Larry in, and Larry's like, yeah, no, I was supposed to hang out with Roseanne, but I didn't hear from her, so I went on a bike ride alone. So they've got two people who have no alibi at all. And they're like, okay, this is sus. But they can't, like, they don't have any evidence.
Gotta call Joy.
Physical evidence. Okay. They do call Joy, and they meet at her lawyer's office. She is like alibied up, and she answers all of their questions and everything like that. They were really impressed with her interview, and so they're like, all shoulders. Don't know who did it. Okay, so years pass.
What?
There was no physical evidence to go on, no forced entry. They actually decided that Roseanne's murder was the work of a serial killer.
What?
So for 5 years, there's no leads. They just think
With
it's
what
a
proof?
serial killer. They're like, yep, I can't solve it.
Were
Must be a serial killer.
Yeah, like were there other cases?
I mean, it was
like,
Texas in the 80s, you know. So I mean,
serial killer it is.
Yep. So Shortly after Roseanne's burial, Larry, stunned and grief-stricken, returns to Joy, who takes him back.
Interesting.
But the bloom on their relationship slowly fades again because Larry continues to talk about his relationship with Roseanne in front of Joy.
What?
And several years, he continues to send flowers to Roseanne's grave. And
maybe just call it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, maybe just call this relationship because it's like, you don't have to do this, guys.
And then Joy finds out that for years, even while he was still with Roseanne, Larry had been sleeping with her younger sister, Liz.
Cassie almost threw her microphone.
He's a ladies' man, guys. He is a ladies' man.
He sounds like a garbage man.
What did this man look like?
And I don't mean that to be
I'll show you
hot.
a picture.
And I don't know.
No, not at all.
Your sister?
Yeah,
Fuck
your
you.
younger sister.
Fuck
She's
you.
11 years younger. Yep.
Oh, no.
11 years. When did it start?
I know, honestly. Yeah, that's what I would look
what
into.
the grooming is happening.
Well, I mean, in the 80s, by this time, she's like 40. So, I mean, he's still...
I, though, am just...
Wait,
How do you
66
repair-
to 86 would be 20 years.
Well, she was already 17 at that point. 17 or 18.
How do you ever repair a relationship with your sister?
Honestly.
Do you? Can you? Like that is so
sus. Yeah. It's fucking gross. And
Sisters,
it's terrible.
yeah, that's bad.
That's the worst. Like your friend is
bad.
something bad, but like
But friendships you can cut ties. Like I mean, and you can cut ties
Or you
with
can even repair if you,
or you can-
cut
yeah.
ties with that. No, I don't know.
but it would be hard. I mean, anything's possible, but like with a sister, it's like you can't even really get significant distance because it's like that's
Right.
someone you're all even if you like don't communicate with them, you go no contact or whatever. There's still going to be like family events, things you have to see each other at and be like.
And I read like quite a few articles about this case that mention the fact that he was like fucking Liz for like years, like, and they do not bring it up at all in the Snapped episode.
What?
I was like, are you fucking kidding me with that mess?
It's one of the most
That is
salacious details. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I can't believe they left it out. But yeah. Anyways, so now like it's 86. So it's been 3 years. They're like separated. Joy's like, you know what, Larry, let's go for a horseback ride at our ranch. We need to talk about stuff,
casual horseback ride.
everything. So
What-
Larry's like, all right, yeah,
How
fine.
are you not immediately divorced?
Oh, right?
Like, if I find out that you're like fucking
Yeah.
my sister,
We're
we
done.
are.
No, they're like fighting about everything. They're fighting about visitation. They're fighting about money. They're fighting about the business. They're fighting about property. I mean, it's stretched out. You know, when you have that much money, I guess divorce takes a long time.
Ugh.
So he's like, yeah, sure. But Joy didn't show up. Larry and a friend, Don Kennedy, were actually like getting ready to drive away on a farm road when they were ambushed by a hail of rifle fire.
What?
Larry's Suburban was riddled with bullets. He escapes unharmed. Kennedy's actually shot in the elbow. So terrified, Larry goes to the police and he's like, I just got like fucking shot at. You think this is connected with the murder? Police are like, nah. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But the attack coincides with the abrupt end of the Aylor's marriage. So Larry's convinced like Joy is trying to kill me. So a day or so after this, Larry apparently discovers Joy had started dating this dude, Jody Packer, owner of a plumbing company. I know I don't know why that name. Owner of a plumbing company. So Larry is like, okay, we're so fucking done. And then finally they finalize their divorce not long after that, August of 1996 or 86. Now, Larry goes on, he marries another woman, but friends say he's still like obsessed with Joy. He can't stop talking about her. That the fact that
What is this man's
he tried to
deal?
like, I know, right? I'm like, Jan's like, he just always talks about Joy. Like that's just his thing. But yeah, he's like obsessed with her. And Joy, in contrast, never said a word about Larry to her friends. Like took the high road. She's dating this guy, Jody Packer, and actually like friends say it seemed like a good time in Joy's life. Jody was like calm, laid back, totally chill, super nice guy. So she's in her nice guy era. But Roseanne's death, like it's still like on people's minds, you know, it's a huge thing. It was a brutal murder in the middle of this community. And in 1988, stuff starts to unravel. Joy's other sister, her older sister, Carol,
Jesus Christ,
walks into the police department and is like,
no.
is that reward for Roseanne's death still available? Because there was a $25,000 reward for information.
Honey,
They're
you
like,
come from wealth.
Well, I mean,
Wealth.
you know what? I really feel like uber wealthy people are oftentimes the most like stingy. Like they're the most like
well,
get more,
get
more.
it. Yeah.
Carol was the black sheep of the Aylor family. She had been estranged for many years.
So she didn't have that.
She had little credibility with the police at that time for good reason. Since her late teens, she'd had an extremely strained relationship with her family. She was in and out of psychiatric units. She had run-ins with the police. And when her daughter, Michelle, was about a year old, Carol's parents took her from Carol and were like, you're not fit to raise her. So she was really seen as like the black sheep and unreliable. So she unloads on police. She tells them this story. She's like, so yeah, Joy calls me out of the blue in 1986. So this is after the murder of Roseanne. And she's like, Larry killed Roseanne and I'm scared that Larry's going to kill me. Can you help me find a hitman? Because they were getting divorced at the time.
Oh, Joy. I'm sorry.
Joy.
I thought you were talking about Carol.
I
Okay.
did too. I was like, why is Carol worried about that?
So Carol's like, girl, I got you. Like, you know, what do we need to do? She's like, I need you to help me find a hitman. So Joy ends up like having this guy random guy was in love with her. It was like a shutter maker. And he's like, no. I know this guy, Bill will do it for you. Like, so she sets up a meeting with Carol and Bill. Carol gives Bill the money. And then Carol's like, love at first sight.
No.
So she's like,
I'm going to marry the hitman.
I'm going to marry the hitman. And she does. They fall in love. They have this passionate romance. And that's when Bill's like, yeah, it's the second time I've actually done that for your sister.
Oh!
The first time was back in 83 for Roseanne. So cops are like, that's the craziest thing we've ever heard. And we know that you just got separated with Bill. So like,
but
this just sounds like.
Did Carol go and say that? Wait, she said that. Who did it? Because I thought she went to the police and said that Larry did it.
No, she was saying that Joy was saying that Larry
told her
did
that.
it.
Yeah.
But then when she hooked up with Bill was like,
okay,
no.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep the thread straight in my head.
Is
Okay,
very much a Charlie Day situation.
Yes, there's a lot of red string flying all over the place. So then the cops were like, you and Bill are separated, so we think that you're just being vindictive.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
But like,
anything to not do your job.
A newspaper, I know exactly.
Cops, like,
exactly. The newspaper person picks up on this and is actually like, Carol, I'll talk to you. You tell me your story. And they start running articles. So then the police have to look into it more. They pull Bill in. Bill confesses. He's like, yeah, no, I actually took the money and I used it and I hired this other dude. And this other dude, Hopper, is the one that did the murder.
Yeah, outsource.
Yeah, he's
sometimes
the middleman, you know? So that's all he was, is a middleman. And he's like, oh yeah, and Joy is the one that set it all up. So they're like, all right, Joy, you're under arrest. She's like, I don't like being arrested though. So how about I pay $140,000 and I get out on bail? And they're like, okay. And so then, of course, she liquidates a bunch of stuff, takes $500,000 and deuces out with another guy, not Packer, not the shutter maker that's fallen in love with her, but some fucking attorney dude who just got picked up and arrested in her red Porsche with 46 pounds of cocaine.
Jesus Christ.
So much cocaine.
Goddamn 80s, man.
I know. Living hard and fast in Dallas.
Wild.
Joy is out of here.
The hair is huge. I can just picture this in my head. Wow.
All Aquanet and cocaine.
Yeah. So they flee to Canada. They're like, we're out of here.
To Canada. Mexico's right there.
No, they went the other way. They were like,
they're like, we love snow.
And it takes them forever to fucking find them. And it's only because like the fucking attorney dude calls back to his house or whatever. And they're like tracing that line, of course. So then they go and pick him up, but it's only him. Joy had deuced out on him and had fled to Mexico.
Yay!
So Joy's in Mexico. They're looking everywhere for her. They can't find her. Meanwhile, in this lovely little village in Vence, France, a woman named Elizabeth Sharp shows up, impeccably tailored, and just like has that look of casual wealth. Mm-hmm. They love her. She is so nice. Like
in France?
In France.
Yeah. I bet they love her. Yeah.
They love her. They think that she's just, she's so sweet. She's so nice. They help her rent a cottage. She's all set up and everything.
Casual wealth is very much like a European vibe. I feel like, you know, that just like really well tailored and like everything is just a lot of neutrals.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
good sunglasses, expensive sunglasses are a must.
She fits right in. And the only reason why she gets caught is that she had rented a car, got into an accident, and then just left it. And so then police pick up a car on the side of the road, and they're like, who was driving this car? They fingerprint it. It pings the system, her fingerprints. She's fugitive Joy Aylor.
People shouldn't be allowed to be this wealthy because I just feel like it does shit to your brain where you're just like, I'll just leave the car here. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. So FBI, knock, knock, knock. They're like, hey, you're a fucking fugitive. But the French police are like,
nope.
You cannot take her, Texas.
That's right.
Because you will put her
death penalty state.
Yeah.
And we say no. So there's years long haggling for years about whether or not she's going to be extradited. Her lawyer's fighting to keep her in prison in France. And of course, Texas is like, nah, we want to kill the bitch. So
yeah, and they're like, French prisons are too nice.
Exactly.
They're not. But
they finally compromise and they're like, fine, death penalty's off the table.
Yeah.
And she gets extradited back to Texas, where by now all of the co-conspirators, and there's so many, like the shutter makers. Jody Packer gets arrested because he was helping her while he was on the run. That Mike dude, the attorney guy, arrested. Bill arrested. Hopper, they had to find him. He's the one that actually pulled the gun. They actually put him to death. There are so many names
that I'm like,
no.
Yeah,
what?
He got the death penalty and he received his sentence.
Was he the one who pulled the trigger?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow.
So like literally like everybody's getting arrested. I think Carol even got arrested at one point for being somewhat involved in it, although she's the one that fucking cracked the case.
She's like, where's my $25K,
Yeah,
bitch?
Honestly, she did not.
She got
get
arrested.
She didn't get it?
Because
That's
she
bullshit.
did their fucking job for that. Like, because look,
wow,
all this is happening. Fucking Larry's getting shot at with rifles. Like, this woman is murdered in her home. And meanwhile, all the cops in this case are like, I don't know. Seems fine.
IDK,
you know, like,
yep.
And then Carol shows up, tells you what's going on, and you're gonna now you want
And they're like, you're
now you want to
under
start
arrest.
arresting people?
Exactly. So yeah, she ends up getting life in prison with the possibility of parole. Her last parole hearing in 2022 was denied. So she is still in prison in Texas as we speak. And that is the tainted love story of Joy Aylor.
That's bananas.
Devil woman of Dallas.
Devil woman of Dallas. Wow.
Joy?
Yeah.
Come on. Joy's had such a good track record.
Not this Joy.
Not her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes on bikes.
Yeah, I actually was so shocked that I hadn't heard of that case before because there were so many twists and turns in the Snapped episode. And then when I went and read the articles, I was like, there's even more twists and turns.
That is wild.
It's too much to fit into one episode of Snapped.
Yeah.
You know?
They can't handle it.
They can't handle the sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Lordy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, what are you guys watching this week?
other than the Succession finale.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I was telling you that I did start rewatching that series, and it is so funny. When you know what's going on and you have some distance from it, it's actually hilarious. I laughed out loud multiple times in the first 2 episodes. I did watch in Horror Movie Corner because I'm trying to get these classic horror movies in.
Did you watch Evil Dead yet? Evil Dead Rise?
I'm actually low key because I love horror movies. I'm actually low key kind of scared because I watched the trailer and I'm like,
of which one?
Evil Dead Rise.
Oh.
I'm like, they go hard because Evil Dead is usually kind of campy. It's kind of silly.
It's really unsettling
This does
and
not look
unpleasant.
silly.
Yeah.
So I will watch it, but I haven't watched it yet. I watched Sleepaway Camp.
Oh my God.
Which I had
That's
never
one of my
seen.
favorites. Do you know that was one of me and Eric's first dates?
It's I really enjoyed it. I understand.
Had you never seen that
I'd never
before?
seen it. I'd never seen it.
Girl, I saw that when I was 12 years old. My babysitter put that on. And that
What?
ending was like,
Look,
what?
there's
is happening?
there's a critical conversation to be had that we're not going to have on this podcast right now about some things in that movie. However,
That genre of movie, let's be clear.
but also
This
there's something very
particular-
specific about Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah, it
right?
is.
That has open discourse about certain things. But the final, it is so unnerving. The final frame of that movie is so unnerving.
Also, it's like the murders in that movie.
Oh,
one of them
incredible.
is corn.
Bees.
Bees.
Yes. And I will say for
That
a
movie
very
was like $7.42.
Definitely. They had $2 to make this movie. And with having that though, I will say makeup pretty good.
The acting is bananas.
Horrifying.
It is.
The wardrobe, psychotic. The shortest shorts you've ever seen.
I had to watch that movie again. Dude, we had so much fun on that date. That is actually how I knew. I was like, oh my God, this is my person.
Fucking
We
hilarious.
were laughing so hard. We got shushed several times.
Oh my God.
Because you were in
crying.
public
We
watching
were
it?
in public. We
Girl.
watched a double feature. It was like a Friday the 13th and then Sleepaway Camp. And I was dying laughing.
The way there are so many things about this movie as a horror movie, as a 80s slasher in particular, that I find so almost subversive for the genre, where it is fairly sexless, which is not usually the case.
That's rare.
And the people who are being sexualized, in my opinion, are all the men, because they're in the shortest shorts you've ever
Yeah.
seen, crop tops.
So
all these men
crops.
are in crop tops. It is, and then some of the acting is the mom character.
Yeah.
Her acting. I
I'm
was
like,
is this
what
a
is
joke?
happening?
I was like, is
Yeah.
she joking?
I was so confused as a child watching this. Can you imagine being 12
I
watching
can't
this?
believe your babysitter put this on for you, because it is not appropriate.
No,
for
it's stuck in
children.
my head.
But
Definitely.
I actually really enjoyed it.
Oh, dude, it is a cult classic.
Yes.
It is the most bananas journey you will ever go on. Watch that movie with a group of people. It will be one of the most fun experiences you'll ever have.
Feminist icon Angela.
I feel like they did this on How This Get Made.
They
I think they
100% did.
Did
Yes,
they? Yeah, okay, I
I've listened
thought
to the
so.
episode.
I would love to listen to that, actually. I'm going to
Yeah.
find that episode.
It's so funny.
But unironically, I actually enjoyed it. So, yeah, there you go.
Kudos.
Amazing.
Cassie, you kind of have to watch it. It is not
yeah.
scary at
I
all.
feel
not
like
scary.
I have watched it.
No.
The way you guys described it, I'm like, I feel like I've seen this movie.
You
It's
know
not
there
scary.
are sequels.
Oh my God.
I do know, and I don't know if I want to watch the sequels. I will say this that's satisfying about it, because Cass, if you do watch it, trigger warning, one of the first guy, I don't want to spoil
Yeah.
anything, but there's a
it's
really icky
gross.
adult character who's it's it's a camp full of teens, right?
Yeah.
But I will say this about the movie. It's very satisfying, because any character you hate in that movie is
Done.
gonna fucking get it.
Yeah.
They're
They're done.
gonna get. It's not the movie doesn't leave you thinking this person's gonna, So anyway, yeah.
Amazing.
Wow. Wow. I don't even know where to go after this. I actually have not been watching much this week. It's weird. I've been literally putting on Psych to go to bed.
Nice.
Something I don't
yeah,
really have to
that's-
think about.
Yeah.
Just turn it on.
I like that show. It's a very go to bed show.
It's perfect
Yeah.
for that. But I did just start reading The Maid.
I read
which
that.
I'm enjoying. I saw that you read it, and you only gave it 3 stars, but I was like, a 3-star Keegan is probably like a 4.5 to me because you have a
Depends
harsh
on what it
judgment.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it so far. I
enjoyed it.
I know they're going to make it into a movie.
Oh,
And
I didn't know that.
I heard that Florence Pugh was attached,
I love
which
her.
is interesting. It's not who I have in my head
Me
for the
neither.
main character, so I don't know if she's playing kind of the other character, the wife, which I could see.
I could
but
too. Yeah.
I don't know.
I have not really watched a lot of things this week. I did watch the new Sarah Silverman special last
How does
night.
she look exactly the same?
Dude, she is so
Truly.
blessed. I think it's because she's a kind person.
Yeah.
She's like a kind, generous person. And when you have hate in your heart, that's what gives
Ages
you
you.
wrinkles and stuff. And
Yeah.
so, but yeah, she looks great. It's a very funny special. Definitely recommend it. I love Sarah Silverman. So.
Me too.
Yeah.
She's so funny.
Yeah. But other than that, yeah, I mean, Keegan and myself are going to be guests in a couple of days on a friend's podcast. So we've had to read an alien romance novel. We're going to be on Too Stupid to Live. And so I've been
I can't
reading.
wait.
I've been
I
reading that
can't
book,
wait.
and one of the main characters is Toth Craig. So
Yeah, an alien erotic novel. I have not started it. I have plans to start it today. I have a whole setup I'm putting in place to get my mindset right.
Yeah.
I
to read
definitely
this book.
read it secretly. I did not connect to that shit with my
Right.
Goodreads.
I thought about it. Yeah, because I'm like, my Kindle likes to automatically tell on me, and
Yeah.
I'm like, you keep
like,
this shit
you
to
should-
yourself.
Private.
Not talking about this.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, we'll definitely post more information about where you can find it. It's a great podcast, so you should listen to it anyways. It's called Too Stupid to Live.
And go listen to our double date with Becky. You can find that with Becky Feldman. It's on our feed, so search that. If you haven't listened to that episode, Becky is so
hilarious.
funny, and she talks a lot about. We talk about alien romances and monster romances in that episode, so it's definitely a good listen.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, 5 years goes by in a
Wow.
flash. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys for supporting. Thank you guys for the likes, the reviews, the comments, all of it. We couldn't do it without you guys. We love you so much. Cheers.
Vive la acción, el drama, el as featuring mío. Escoge entre un QPC Big Mac o McNuggets de 10 piezas para acompañar unas papitas medianas, sweet and sour sauce y una bebida. En carteleras ahora. Para pa. En McDonald's participantes por tiempo limitado.
This is a Glass Box Media podcast.